Right, welcome to Coxylib today, November 6, 2024. With me here, I've got Billy, I've got Emmanuel, Xavier, Reto, all welcome, and those that are going to join. Okay, in this session, I'm going to go through the Coxylib new features. The new features we have now are buying tokens, selling your tokens. You have got your tokens on your testnet on your wallet there. You can just sell them. You can update the price. You can sell. You can cancel the sale. And then I'm going to make the source code available to all of you so that from there you do your task, which we'll have to discuss later on, so that by the end of November, not even end of November, if you give yourself week targets, you'll be assured that at the end of this month, you will submit something or present something that is very good. Okay, at the moment, I can say I'm very happy. The development of Coxylib library is stabilizing. So you'll need to help me also find bugs, improve on bugs, make it easy. So that is the whole purpose of this. So those that are going to join or view this video, they will be welcome to contribute and share their views. Right. I'll show you how to access this. And everyone who is on Coxylib has got an FTP account. Right. The FTP accounts allow you to develop, test, and deploy and see your DEP decentralized application live. So this is the fastest and the best. So you will see with me here, I'm not going to do the basics because the most important thing, I want us to focus on the actual features that I have mentioned. If you don't see my screen, let me know so that I can share. Right, today is 6. Where are we today? So we are on 6. So this is the one that is the latest. Okay, even the structure is very simple to follow. You don't need Node.js, you don't need VS Code, you don't need anything. This simplifies everything. Okay, I'm going to open the index. Right, I'll go through from the top to the bottom. On your website, all what you simply do, you import the Helios. I suggest you use the Helios that I'm using. If you use another version, there could be some upgrades which are going to conflict with your code. Then the second thing is you just copy this line here. These two like this. So you always copy those two. In here, you've got those functions here, which we have been developing since May. Today, you can see we've got these 4: sell asset, buy asset, cancel asset, update your sell. So that is all what you need. It comes with a versatile, flexible Jimba testing library. You'll see how helpful this Jimba is. Right. Those are the 3 basically. What is the other dependence? All of you are developers here. You need to have a wallet on a test pre-production on your browser. I use Nami Wallet or Eternal. They work. So let's go on here. Then the 4th is the smart contract. So you need to import the smart contract, which I'm going to show you now. So it is in this folder called scripts. And then you can see these JavaScripts are on a folder JS, which is here. This is the JS folder. So here is the Coxylib. I'll open it so that you see. So those features that I'm going to demo are at the bottom. So I'll go through them and then call them. Any new developer, any graduate or third-year student must be able to use this because it is simple JavaScript. Simple JavaScript. Okay, let me show you the script. This is the on-chain smart contract. In this case, it is this one here, buy, sell tokens. I'm not going to discuss how to create the on-chain smart contract. We leave that to another day. All what I'm showing you now, here is the smart contract. It has a struct with 6 fields. Then we have got our actions, our redeemers, cancel, update, buy. And then we have got inside here a built-in. This is a built-in G, which is for me, Chimba logging. This helps us find errors when the on-chain part runs. Here is the validator, the on-chain validation that happens here. That's all on the on-chain part. So let's go to the front side. Here I've got 4 calls. Let's do the first one together so that you see it. Right. The first one is we are going to sell. So I want to sell my tokens. Let me come here. Go to my tokens here. Right. I'm going to be selling these tokens. I've got at the moment 887 these tokens. I'll show you if you want to sell different tokens, because sometimes I don't want to sell this, but I want to sell NFTs. I've got tickets here. I've got Kimberlabs 1, I've got 1, I've got 5. These other tickets here. You can mint. You see these ones are 100. You can mint. So this one is important because I can mint tickets, then sell them. That is one. Or I can go to my wallet, pick up which tickets I want to sell. So some of the functionalities you can edit yourself. Right, let us take this one here, which is 100 tokens. That was chapter 7, test token 9. This is a chapter 7 of Lawrence's book, which I encourage you to buy. A lot of all these functionalities here came through the examples from Lawrence. Okay, so let's take this one so that you see how, because when I run it by default, the smart contract for selling, let me show you here. The function for selling by default, it picks up the top one, which is 0. Okay. So what about if I don't want to sell the top one? I want to sell like that one I showed you 100. So this is what I want to start with. Okay, you can see I'm on demo. I'm today. This is number 2. So let me reload this part. Right, let me go to this and make sure that I am on the index part. Let me check. You will see I'm on a wrong index. My index is what? -3, but here I'm on -2. So I will just switch the version for today, the subversion for today, to 3, so that we see here. All right, so this is where we are, and this is what I have. Okay, so let me comment out these numbers so that we don't see those errors. So I prefer I run, we discuss, you understand, then we look at the code. Okay, so that error is fixed. Right, data is not defined. Yes, because I'm calling now, I did it on purpose. I am just calling this. Those that are new, you need to put await, because here on the Coxylib, we created it as async, a promise function. So that is why here you need to, when you call this function, you need to put await. Right. The parameters here, this is the smart contract. You can see this one, the one that I showed you. This is the on-chain script. Then the second one, we need to give it a datum or information about what are we selling. So I had to put it here on this data structure. So this data structure for now, the most important thing, these other things, other fields are going to be pre-populated when the cell runs. The only one you need to set is this price. This is the price and how many of the quantities that you want to sell. Let's sell 25. Let's sell them at, this is 3 ETA. Let's sell them at 7 ETA each, so that we can track how much profit we are making. This is a cell, let me call it 6, because I've been running cells 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cell 6. So this is the data parameter. It has got this information. So I will show you now how to pick your tokens. Very easy. Only thing what you need to see here on your token is the minting policy hash here. So for me, selling these tokens, the minting policy hash, you can see it. It starts with a 9B00. So you run it first time, then it will pop up, but don't run it, don't complete it. Why? Because it is pulling up cells. The cells that it is pulling up are for the first token in a list. So using Jimba testing and logging that you see here, let's look at the tokens on my wallet. Here they are. You see by default, when I hard coded 0, you will improve it on the, you allow a person to see the tokens and actually select. You can sell all of them, put different prices. That one will show you later. But for now, we are looking at, remember that minting policy that I showed you. It was this one, 9B00. It has got 100. See, it has 100 tokens. Want to sell 25 of them. So this 9B00 is index 10. At the moment, I hard coded it, but remember, it is easy for you to do what? To put it as an input on a text box and then bring it here as a parameter. For now, we are testing this. So let me hard code it there. So it means now when I'm selling, Now, when I run it now, it pulls up the asset. Right here it says this details. I'm selling an asset. There we are. See, it has now pulled up the correct tokens, which I have to sell now. I'm going to sign this. There we go. So immediately you can see this is the transaction ID. You can check this on the pre-production explorer to see, or you can use your wallet. On your wallet here, you click this side, just now. You can see just now, I have sent 25 of this token to a smart contract. Now let us go to that smart contract so that you see it live. So I'm going to switch. This is the explorer called preprod.cardano scan. The one I recommend is preprod.cexplorer.io. It shows more details than the other one. Right, there we go. You can see it successfully transferred. Just look down here, 25 tokens to a smart contract. So let's go to this smart contract. This is the smart contract now. So in this smart contract, this is the other test which I was doing. You can see these other transactions here, but look at the top one, this top transaction, which is 1 minute 34 seconds ago. From this one here, this is on the smart contract script. This is what it received. So basically, if I multiply 25 by 7, we should get, we can sell all of them, we can buy all of them. Different people now must buy this from the smart contract. So now let us switch over. Okay, I want to show you the datum. You see the datum when you go to UTXO. So this UTXO, I think the top one, is the one that came now. So I click the last part. Am I winning? Is it the right one or the wrong? No, this is the wrong one. Let's check the, I don't know whether it's indexed or it's not indexed. No, this is the wrong one. Because our datum must have 25 of those tokens. Here I see the old ones. Let me try to check. I'm seeing old ones. Sometimes when I search, I don't find these things so easily. But when I buy, it pulls up the correct information. I don't know how this thing is. Maybe we can check it by using the transaction hash. Our transaction hash starts with a 4ED1. Do we have something like that here on the transaction? This is the one, 4ED1. Should be this one. Yes, there you can see. We have got 25 of our tokens there. You can see plus 25. There we have. Then let's click here. Then this is what I wanted to show you. Our datum, or datum, whatever, shows we are having 25 tokens which we are selling at 7 ETH each. I'm supposed to get the total 7 times that. This is how much? 17.5 ETH. If if I'm not wrong, 175 Ether. Yeah. When I sell all of them, I must get 175 Ether, because one is 7, then we multiply by 25. 175, then you multiply by 1 million. That is why we have got those long zeros. Okay, so there we have it. So now let's go to the selling part. Remember, I am the person who has sold 25. I can buy back even myself using my same account. I can go and buy from here. But to have a real situation, let's go to another account, test. Right, if I look at test, does test have those tokens? No, doesn't have those NFTs because they are here. They don't appear on this side. They appear this side under collectibles. So let's try to use test to buy, let's say 8. So what do we expect? 8 times 7. No, this one won't be able to pay for that. So you can maybe buy 2. 2 times 7, 14. Let's see if test can buy. So all what we do now, we need to call the buy function. So you have to build up the UI for these functions and buttons to click. So in my case, I just simply comment in, comment out. So this time now I'm calling the buy function from the Coxylib, and I'm giving it the script. Here I'm giving it the quantity that I want to buy. So now let me buy 2. So when I run, what am I expecting? I am expecting to spend 7 Ether times 2, 14. And I'm expecting to get 2 of those tokens onto my wallet here. Let's run it. Okay. In this case, for this to run, it requires me to have a minimum of 23 Ether. I've got 16. Why? Because some of it is transaction fees. That is what you need to understand. So in this case, I can move on to the next account that has got, this one is less 3. Let's go to a one that has more than 25. Test 8 has 68. And the test 10 has 57. Let's use test 8. Can see here there are only no collections. Yeah, this one is good because you don't see any collections here. Test 8 is going to be the person buying 2. There we go. Now if we inspect, like I told you, you see, now I'm spending 14 Ether. What am I going to get? I'm going to get 2 of those tickets. Or it could be tickets, it could be shares on a company that we are buying. It could be some rights or some whatever, depending on what we have tokenized. So now let me sign it. So it went through. So it has given us the transaction ID BFBEE. Right. When we check on our wallet here, sometimes it takes a minute or 30 or 40 seconds to show here. What should happen now? We should lose 14 Ether, and then we should gain 2 tokens priced at 7. Maybe later you want to resell that at 25 to make profit, depending on what you are going to be tokenizing. So when it comes to really use cases, which will be your task, we're going to discuss your task to do. You will have to think deep. Right, I'm going to wait here, but sometimes when I check here, no, still waiting to refresh. Going to check here. After I have lost the 14, I'm going to go to the seller. The seller must have gained this one here, must have gained an extra. There, the seller 326. So there is the seller has gained 14 ADA. On this side, look, I've lost 12, 14. Now this is my balance. But now I've got 2 tokens here now. See, there we are. I have bought 2 tokens. Probably they give me discount to Lawrence's book or whatever. You can sell using this, which means for me now I've got these tokens here. Could be tickets to an event that we have purchased. Now, if we go to the seller now, you are going to see the seller now lost. You see here, the 14 ADA is what the seller got. And then the seller lost 2 tokens. So you can check on the Explorer. This Explorer, but it does show here. That's fine. It shows, you see, -2 of those tokens. They went to this wallet address, which is a staking address. Right, let me go back. We have achieved what we wanted. We have sold tickets and we got a buyer, and the buyer has bought 2. Okay, so we have bought 2. So we expect now to have 23 remaining. So let's find another buyer. So I'm going to go to test 10 because test 10 is here. So you can see also test 10 doesn't. But now one test 10 to buy, no. How much can you buy from 50? 7 times 7, 49. Yeah, this one is going to buy 7 of these tokens. So on your sale here, you just change the quantity you are buying. Then let's buy. You need to pay attention to the errors that come, because those are the errors that we need to fix all the time.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
is it possible to get a hold of that source code so that we can play around it, maybe improve the user interface and add more functionalities?
Yes, I'm always doing that. I always give it out here. Okay, a little bit slow, but you go to github.com, WIMS.io. You know our website for WIMS. It's easy, WIMS.io. That is our website for WIMS, which is the bigger community, which is the one that got this Coxylib Global created. So the GitHub part, you just make WIMS.io one word. Then here, this is the GitHub, https github.com. Then this takes you to where the source code is. Then you add after WIMS.io, or you can click Coxylib. Right. Coxylib is a project that came out of the Catalyst, which is now, he has given birth to Coxylib Global. So I want you guys, those that are doing marketing, to sell Coxylib Global Consulting Services. For example, we already now have something to sell, Coxylib. It's available for free. It's available for custom prices for those that want advanced features. All right, let me show you. You will find it here under Coxylib. So I upload it here. This is the standard. So once we have tested everything, that whole source code, you will find it here. All right, there's some delay. Sometimes it happens on your network. But wait for it, depending on your network. There it is. Do you see I'm losing 49 test ether, and I'm gaining 7 tokens. There they are. I like what you said to say you need the source code to improve. That is why I'm giving incentives. I want you, out of this template or example source code, I want you to apply it in real life situation and come up with different use cases. If you fail to do that, you just take my source code and then you just run it in that. You have not done anything. You can, it is when you are creating your real life use case, you can put up a user interface, get it to work. That is what we want. We are going to that. Let's just finish the testing part. So I'm going to sign this. When you are using it and it crashes and it shows some red errors, copy those red errors, put them on a text file, number them. Error 1, number 1, copy it there, 2, copy there, 3, copy it there. So that when you give me a list, a text file with your name, date, a list of all the errors that came through when you were testing this. Tell me also what were you using for your wallet. Were you using NAMI or using internal? At the moment, use the two. You can use Lace. I've only limited it to these 3, Lace, Eternal, and NAMI for now. Tell me your browser. Are you using Chrome? Are you using Edge? Are you using Firefox? Okay. Then check your bandwidth, because some of you might even time out before anything comes out. So what you need to do, you need to say internet speed. Internet speed. Run internet speed and then copy this and edit onto your whatever you are giving me, so that I know it timed out could be because of the internet speed, the bandwidth, whatever you are using that side. You can see in my case, this is what I'm using. And I don't see any problem. I'm using Chrome and I'm using NAMI wallet. And check your account that you are using. If it is test header, see, I had 50 something, now I'm left with 7, but I have got those 7 tokens now. I can sell these tokens the same way that other first account sold his or her token. It's a matter of you switch the function, you have an interface for selling, so that I just open there, select. If I want to sell this token, you see here, test 10, I want to sell this. You need to see when you are running this, it is index what index it is. Then you change that index. But remember, make it user-friendly, easy to use. That is what you can contribute a lot. Right. I think if you go to the seller there, the seller now has lost 8 tokens, or is it 9 out of those tokens? Right, you can see this is 75. Oh, these ones were the ones that were sold. Or on the smart contract. The smart contract now is left with minus 9. 25 minus 9. See, it has got 16 tokens left. What happens now if I buy more tokens than what I have? The smart contract will issue you. If you look at the code for the buy, it will give you what is remaining. It won't give you what it doesn't have. Right. Before we just discussed, this is the source code for selling. The first part is basically duplicated. I will refactor it up until here. There are some few changes inside this code. So when I move from this cell, I go to the buy. You will see some duplications there. There are some little differences there that we are going to keep. But the duplications, things like you're retrieving your UTXOs, this minimum change, the script, you see here is the script, compile it, here is the pub key hash. Some of these things you don't even need to understand how they work. All for you, what you need to know is for now, I just want to sell. Here is the function to sell. I must give it a script. There is the script. And then I must give it the data, the second parameter. But this one now, it needs a quantity. What am I buying for now? Later on, we can differentiate the parameters as per need. Let us do the other part now. We cancel. Let's cancel this sale. Because the owner now can cancel this sale. What do you expect to happen when the owner cancels the sale? Who loses? No one loses. Think about it now. I have sold some, I didn't sell all of them. But I realized, no. The ones that are left, I want to keep them. So I want to cancel them. Let us cancel this sale. But the person who can cancel is the person who created the cell. So to cancel the parameter you only need is the smart contract. Right, this smart contract. One thing I will tell you, once you have started your cell on this script, you don't need to change anything on the script. When you change one thing on the script, the smart contract address changes. Then you lose the previous transactions you did on the script that was not changed. That is how the blockchain is very sensitive. If anyone, remember this is public, everyone is going to see the source code. So the hacker is going to come here and say, all right, send this to my own address, trying so that the smart contract, when people are buying it, diverts here. One little change to the script, everything changes. So I'm going to show you. Right? Let's suppose I pretend to be the owner here. I'm here. But of course, if I'm not the owner here, it won't allow me to cancel. That is one thing you can test. I have changed here. I've opened the cancel, which is number 4. So I'm not the owner of the smart contract, but I want to cancel it and get everything that is on the smart contract, all the tokens to come to my wallet. which is the account NFT. Let me run it. If it runs, that's a bug. If it runs like this, okay, it is saying I must cancel. That's a bug. Why? Because I am not the owner. Sometimes it pops up here. When you run it, it fails. But it's supposed to fail on the what we call off-chain validation. Supposed to fail on the off-chain validation. Says I am receiving 7. You see, it is running a previous transaction, so which means I need to reload this. Let me go back. You can see this is not running the cancel. Let me check the script that we are running. Yes, this is 3. If it is running the cancel, then why is it selling? Is it a browser cache? That could be another thing. Those things that you need to be aware of. Disable your browser cache. Go to networking, disable cache. I have disabled cache. When you run this, you are going to come across things that you don't expect to happen. Like right now, this account is not the one that sold. Am I right or wrong? Okay, to be very sure that it's a bug, let me change this account to another account. Say to pay. Then I'm running cancel on pay. Yes, supposed to do this. Validation fail. Why? Because I'm not the owner. Which means the owner is that I've forgotten who created that account. Which account did I use to sell? I think this is the account I used. Right, this is the owner. Okay, this is the owner who's supposed to cancel. Now, when I cancel, you see now, this is correct. I get 16 tokens back. Let's go back to that one, which looked like strange for me. That was NFT. The NFT, I think, is the one that bought. Let me run it again. Yeah, it was a cached page. So some of these errors that are coming here, they are not because the Helios is not working, the Coxylib is not working. There are other variables, for example, caching. Computer is still running a cached page from here. Still is not cleared. You need to check it carefully. This is where, when you are giving messages to the user, you explain to the user to try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to resolve the issue. Now it's behaving correctly. What about if I want to update? So I don't want to cancel, but I can show you the cancel works so that we return this 16 back to the owner. So it's going to run. The moment it comes here, then things are fine. It's displaying these things so that the user inspects. When you see something that you don't expect immediately, you know there's an error. Don't proceed. Okay, there we go. So which means now there is nothing to sell. But what happens if we open another account and we try to sell something and it works? Then we are going to ask, where are those tokens coming from? So let's go to admin here. Okay, admin has got Lickly 8 there. Let's go to another account. This one here, 8. If the cancel worked, it means there are no longer any tickets to sell. on that smart contract that we have, this one for buy sell script. So let's run it from the other side. So what should happen now? The UTXOs with that should be spent, you see. There it is, exactly. Do you see that error? That one actually is a message, but it's like an error because it is not expecting me to buy from a smart contract that does not have the original output UTXO where the tokens are. So this is again what you put in. I have to make it user friendly. Give a person a message that you do not have any more tokens to buy or whatever. See, what was I running here? I was running cancel. I cannot cancel what is not there. Right, now let us test the last one, which is the update. For me to have the update, I must sell something. Then I update it. I want you to test the update very well because it's the last one that I did now. I didn't test it a lot. So I'll use this account. Let me go back to this account because I selected index 10. So let me this time do a sell, not of 25, but maybe 5. So I change here. The other thing I didn't show you, go back to this, go back to the tokens. It must have more tokens now. Which one is that? Not this one. The ones that I'm selling. There it is. Now look, I had 75. Now because I went, then I got back my other 60. Now I've got 95. It's working pretty well. Very well. I only sold 7. And then if you look at my balance is worth what I sold in terms of ADA here, 91. Right, I'm going to sell 5. Now I'll change the price to 11 ADA. Here we want to test the update. So I'm losing, this is the what? Transaction fee. I'm losing 5. I'm selling 5 actually. So let's do that. Now let's get somebody. Okay. Let's get somebody to buy 1 and then we update the price. Currently now if you check anyone who is going to buy using that one should be buying it at 11. So let me go to the next one, NFT, buy 1. So, okay, let me come back here, change from selling to buy. Let me buy 1, then from there we update the price. Or we can update the price before people buy, whatever the case. But I prefer let's get 1 person to buy 1 or 2, which will be 22 header. So there, 22 plus transaction fees. Check what you are buying. See, I'm buying 2 of those. Right, this is what I was saying. Sometimes you see this error here. Copy this error, put it there. It means it didn't work. This one, what is the problem? Because it says what? It says wallet could not send the transaction. I'll tell you what I realized is the problem. It is nothing to do with your code. It has to do with the account where it is pulling out the funds, this NFT account. Somehow, I'm not sure the UTXOs on this account are okay. Let's change this account to another account. Go to test 8. So on test 8 on this account, this will come. You see now the price has changed. Now it is showing the correct price, 11 times 222 ADA. But on that NFT account, it is showing 24. That is why it failed. So when you see some of these errors, change the account. Look at this one. It will say 24 minus 24. Do you see this? This is wrong. I'm selling 2. And the transaction fee, I don't know whether this transaction fee is too high or what, but this is like I'm selling 24. When I go to details, you can see 22. Then I've got 2 on this script. I'm not sure what causes this. Then when I run already, why am I paying 24 for 2 when I'm supposed to pay 22? When I run this, it fails. So which means this NFT account, UTXOs that are supplying this header, something is wrong there. Okay, so what do you do then? There are 2 ways. You send another header to this account from another account. Then you try again. But in this case, I simply switch the account. I can go to another account, which is got I48, apart from 48.5. These other ones are small. Let's go with test 8. Right, let me run that. So let me repeat the most important thing there. See here, it's correct now. Let's run it. Okay, see now it went through. Be very careful about the errors that you get. The bugs, we call them runtime bugs. They are bugs that are caused by certain situation or variables when your code is executing at runtime. So it could be the wallet account is not supplying correctly or something is wrong maybe. There's no collateral, there are some other variables there. So switch accounts. If you still get the same error, check your browser cache is disabled, still get the same error, then list it on your text file so that I can replicate the condition and see that. So basically on this account now, we expect to have received 2. There it is now, I have 4. And I lost 22. Okay, now let us update, because what I want us to do is to update the price. So which means to update the price, I need to go back to the account that created this. If you check the on-chain contract for update, here it is. There are 3 rules. First rule, this one, that ID, identity. The second one is the person who sold the tickets must be the one who signs the transaction. If it is not the person, or anyone else, then the transaction doesn't run. Then there is no update. And it must check again that the account supplying the update here, the user update, is the correct seller found on the datum who created the transaction, the sale in the first place. Right, so those are the three conditions. So it means from here, I need to go back to the seller to update. You can check if anyone who is not a seller is able to update. If he is able to update, then it's a bug again. Okay, there it fails, you can see. So you can see this is the on-chain information, buy, sell tokens, line number 140. It says validation returned false. It's not an error like it is bringing it out as a runtime error. It is a failure. Why? Because I had to. It is a failure of the transaction because I didn't meet the correct conditions. So now let's go to the person who created this. Now this person must cancel or update. Here we are updating the price. See, now it's running. But in this case, I didn't update the price. What I want you to see here, when I run, let's inspect the datum here. Details, I've got a datum asset. Let's see this asset, three of them. Where do we update? See the updated price. And now let's do it manually here. The price that I had before was 11. So now I'm going to make the price of 115. 15. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 2, 3. All right, now it's 15 ADA, which is 15 million. Lovely. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now what I'm doing here, I'm not running a transaction to send anything to anyone, but I am changing the price to 15. So let's run it. Which means the next person who is going to buy must supply, instead of 11, must supply, it must take out 15. Okay, so the update ran, but let's see if it did the right thing. You won't see anything. When you check here, nothing is going to be changing because you are not buying, you are not selling. You simply are updating the datum, the price. So now let me change the account because now I can go to this one here. That one is this one. Let's go to this one. Let me try now to buy one token. I must be able now to buy the token at a new price. So here, change to 1. And then, so I'm buying one token. So the price it will tell me, should give me the new price. Let's go. Right, it says non-positive amounts. It can happen that money is not enough, or what is expected. There are some quantities, there are a lot of quantities behind there. If one of them is less than the expected, it says non-positive amount, because it's like you have got negative. I'm supposed to have this quantity, but you are requesting this quantity and that. So what you need to check first, I'm buying one. So which means maybe it's to do with the fees. They are not enough. So let us change this one, go to one which has got more header, more test header. We can use pay. Check pay. Say buy using pay. Want to buy one. Right, again it says non-positive amount. Okay, check again for another one. Let's go to 8. I see 8 here is 25. So if the same error comes again, then it means there is a problem somewhere which I need to check. But before I came here, everything was working. You see now? Now it's working. Look at the price it is going to take, the header it is going to take from me. This is going to give me this asset. Sending one asset. Why is it saying sending? I'm supposed to be receiving this one asset because I'm buying. What is I am sending is this money, yes. But I don't know why this one is a red. It's like I'm going to send that asset with the money. That is not the case. What should happen? I must receive that asset. Here so that I have 5. Then I must lose 15 so that I have 10. Again, remember, reload to make sure that it is not running the old I can run and see what it will do, because on the validation side, I want you to see on the validation side. On the validation side, I am buying now. So when I'm buying, it is checking that what I am buying, it is available, which is correct. It is checking this. I am the buyer who is going to sign. I think there is a logical error there. That is why maybe it is checking for this asset. Yes, I see a logical error. I will fix it, but it is working. It is working. There is a logical error, which means when I was coding, my logic has a loophole. It is not supposed to look for the token that I'm buying from my account. It is not supposed to lose a token. I'm supposed to gain a token. Why? Because I am buying with a new price. That is what I am doing. So, all right, we can change account. Let's go to the first account that created this. Let me try to buy from my account here. We see how it is going to behave. Same thing. So you see, that is a logical error, which means this time it is saying -2, one asset. This time it's saying I'm only going to lose this asset. It's like I'm selling. This code here for buy runs like I am selling a token. Right, let me use admin has got legally header. All right, let me run test. I want to see what is going to happen with test wave 4, because the logic for buying, I must gain a token. Let's see what it will do. Maybe it will run the correct thing. It's popping up the wrong message. Maybe it will run the right thing. Let's carry on with the buying. So what I'm expecting to lose 15 ADA now and to gain back one token whose price has been increased. So the seller now, instead of gaining 11 ADA for one token, is going to gain 15. Can go to the seller again and check. So let's say check here on this side. Okay, let's see on this 13 minutes ago. It hasn't validated. So here the transaction is on the mempool. It's waiting for validation. Once it's validated, it will show here. Normally it takes about a minute, close to a minute. So be patient to check with it until this one updates. Right, this is the last function that I was demonstrating to you. Then from here, I'm coming to you to discuss. Just now, look at what happened. It did the right thing. It did the right thing. I lost 15 ADA and I gained one token. See that? So I must say 5 now.
Sorry, sir. Can I ask a question?
Actually, I didn't gain. I lost one. Hey, there is a logic here. I'm coming to you now. I had 4. Do you see here? I lost one. Something wrong there. But when I look at it here, it says one asset. It says one asset minus. So which means that buy has got a bug, especially after updating the price. It has a bug after updating the price, because right now it is I lost 2 things now. I lost a token, at the same time I lost it due to that bug. So it is running. I only need to fix that bug. Let me check this, then I will come to your question here. I want to see the seller, what it is saying on the seller. Yes, on the seller, definitely I expect the seller to gain 15 ADA, correct. But I am expecting the seller to lose one token. That is what we can check here. But in this case, it's like the seller, by updating the price, gets increased price and plus a token. So here is this part here where, right, we had 4 tokens. Yeah, we gained a token. So now I'll tell you where the problem is. The problem is on the logic for updating. It is here on the logic for updating. I need to add another condition that is going to prevent this. And also here on the logic for buying after updating. So the updating works, the buying works, the cancel works, the sell works. There is only one small logical error, so that I was supposed to gain 1 token and lose. I lost 15, which is okay. The buyer, the seller got that 15, okay. But now, instead of the seller losing a token, gained a token. So how can we fix it? So we can add another condition here. I'll show you how to add that condition here. Just do this. Then here what we want is, the asset sent to the seller. because remember here now, this is the value the seller is getting. So we want the asset, which now in this case we have to look like this bought asset. This will be the asset which is bought. We want this asset bought, like in this case we said what? The value B contains bought. This is the value sent to the buyer. All right, so this is the logic you can go and improve on. For me, all what I was going to say is this buyer amount must be positive. So which means the amount of this bot going to this buyer must be positive, not negative. So that I don't lose an asset, but I gain an asset. Because the asset is on the smart contract. All right. So that is the logic that we need to add there. All right, let me stop here, then let's discuss. Let's see those that are still here. Then we discuss what you have. Okay, thank you very much. Let's get to questions now. What are your questions?
Yeah, the thing is on the console. I don't know if I'm like taking us back, but on the console, why is the writing field number one? And number two, if you want to input the value of the if you want to input the value of the assets you want to send and you want to buy, is it from the datum or the redeemer on the smart contract logic? And number three, how like number three is I've forgotten the question. But okay, yes, the this one I remember that is that you said something about a book we should read on. You said chapter 7 of a book. I don't know if you can tell us about the book again. So
Yeah,
those are my
Lawrence is
questions.
selling that book. It's around $30. It's around $38 on Amazon. It teaches you, a lot of things about Cardano smart contracts. I really recommend it because a lot of our Helios examples that we have used were created by Lawrence. And when you have got that book, it has got up to date source code and explanation. So I will really encourage anyone to budget and buy that book as long as you want to be a good smart contract
Please,
developer. Yeah.
please, can you type the name on the chat?
I have sent the book many times to this part here. If on our WhatsApp here you type ultimate, there it is. I'll send it again so that for those that are new, okay. Lawrence book. So there we go. You can get it from there. All right. I've answered that one about a book. Now let us go to the other question. What was the other question?
Why is it giving field on the console? And if you when you are entering the value of the token you want to buy and sell, were you entering it from the datum or from the redeemer on the smart contract logic?
Let us start. Ask about the seller, I show you. Then ask about the buyer, then I show you. On the buyer, let's ask one about the seller, I finish. Ask one about the buyer, then I show you. Okay, on the seller, okay, I don't know if I'm clear. Correct me if I'm not clear. I want to sell, let me just, for example, here. I've got so many tokens. You can see them. I've got so many tokens here. Okay. My source code does not have the UI, but to add the UI, it's very easy. Okay. Right, let me show you if I want to add the UI for this one here so that I can simply pick. Right, this code here, just show you how to add the UI. So down here, we have got a demo form where you can add your form, whatever. So I said console backed, whatever. So let me add a control, we call it a span code if ID equals tokens. So this one is going to show me the tokens and their numbers. They are, what you call it, their indexes. This is what I'm showing you. Tell me if I'm not answering the correct question. So for me to see these tokens on this code for selling, you can see here, I've got the list. If you look at this here, token here, this actually, this ASST has a list of tokens from your wallet. Let me show you. Let me show you that part. Okay, there. Right, that's what I want. It doesn't matter which account you have. So the moment I run first time, here I'm using the Jimba to pull for me and show me this asset here. Okay, right. All what you see here is a collection of your assets and their indexes. You can use these assets, or you can use the asset array. How are they different? It depends which one you prefer. The asset array has got indexes already, 101 or 21. We can select asset array here. Because all what you want the users to be able to pick any of the assets to sell. So we can use this one. So what does it mean? It means here we can add the logic for doing that within the cell here. In the cell here. So which means now, see, this is what I was saying to you, how you can extend the Coxylib. So you can add another function that is going to do that. Or we can just do it here. But I'll just do it here so that you see how easy it is. Then let's create and say const lm. Then I get document dot get element by ID. Okay. Right. And now I've got an element. So what I need to do now, you can create an LI, a list. But for now, just to show you to select which element, because here you have to look through those 12 icons, and then you have to assign them to an what do you call it here? an li element, so which means you can create an element here, which is a ul element, then an li element, but it's going to take time. So I can only show you here to say lm.inner HTML. Then I assign this index. Right, it goes back to that code down there. You see, I said index 10. But when I loop, it will pull out down and display all the assets. In this case, when I do this, and then I do this, what should happen now? It must display this on the UI here. So run it. Okay, it says undefined here. Let me check it. I used which one? First one. So let me use asset array. Right, where is that asset array? Base asset. Okay, you can still use this one here. Asset. So I just get this. All right. That asset array, it is part of this show data. Okay. So you will have to build another function outside that uses this. Okay. That uses this code. All right. I thought it was going to be quick. Let me check again. You see these tests that are running here, they help me see a lot of stuff. Right, there is another way you can use this UTXO, depending on yourself. You can come here and check for the assets. They're under value here. See, there they are, 17. Then you pull one of them. So you can use the UTXO index 0, index 0, value, assets 0 to get the first one, this one here. But this one again, you see, is binary, so you need to get the hex part to get that one. So which means the Coxylib assets, this one is what you can use. Well, it's a collection that we have here. It's an object. You can convert it to a what? A map. All right, sorry. It's not very easy, quick. It's not going to be quick. It can be done, but it's not going to be quick. So I wanted to show you that from here, you will then display the assets here, so that a user from this side is just gonna tick, maybe put in the what you call it checkboxes, option. It's gonna select an option. Then when he selects the option, then on the code, it will go and on the cell part, then it will select the correct index here. Rather than me, what you saw me doing is just to select by putting an index here. You can see here, these are the list of tokens that I have. So one way is to quickly go through this as a list. Okay, on that one that failed, let me show you what made it fail. What made it fail is because I didn't specify what I wanted out of it. If I wanted an asset name as a hex, I should have just done this. Then it will display on the UI. There it is. This is what I wanted to show you. Okay. Then if you want to show the actual name, this is, remember, it's the hexadecimal name. This is now the JavaScript part that you need to learn, but there are some functions here for converting hex to bytes, then bytes to text. That one is not bytes, it's a hex to bytes. So text to bytes. Let's check for one that converts the other way around so that we see the actual text. Bytes to hex. Yeah. So I want to see the actual name. So what I'm going to do, because that one is a hex, so I'm going to convert it like this. So that name, I'll convert it to binary. So now, then convert it to text. Then you use this bytes to text. This is the JavaScript part where you are using different functions to convert data formatting. All right. So this should give me the actual readable name, which people, rather than you give them this, there, you see what I'm telling you. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So remember here, you only need to loop to display them as a list. I can't do that. It will take more time. You simply do a loop. You loop. And then, because we have got a collection, everyone doing this with me at this stage must have medium JavaScript skills. Because now I can't start teaching how to loop through collections using map. No, that one you should know. And here I'm not saying create this hex to bytes, create this. No, all what you need to know on your site is, okay, I've got this, I can't read it. How do I convert it to a readable way? What format is it? You ask yourself questions. Okay, what format is this? It's hexadecimal. But people want to read text. How do I change it back? Then you just go to internet and check. Function, JS function, JS function. Convert hex to text. There are so many other functions. I used the two, but you can get one that does one thing one time, like this one here. and then you can edit. See this one. This one does that exactly. You give it hex to ASCII. This is how you extend this Coxylib. If you put in your functions, remember you have a copy on yourself there. So you can, it's very easy. Cost, there it is. Then you will see now, I just say hex to text, hex to text. But I think I have got this function because I'm working with these things every day. No, I don't have. I just pulled it like that. I didn't even change. I leave those as they are, but I want to show you now. I can use it instead of what I used. I used two functions here on this LM. Let me use this one. And instead of using two functions, I use that one, which is more efficient. But for me, as long as you do something that works, it's fine. That one is back. You can see it has already crashed before when I'm using it. This is what you'll come across. Missing initializer and const declaration. Oh, that one is a small thing. I didn't declare it properly. Oh, yes. Remember I said this, so here is the name here. I left out the arrow functions. That should work. When you take code from internet, definitely you will have to get it to work. There, look, it's working there. A lot of people, they are waiting to be given everything. That is not how we make things work this side. You don't get anything from anyone. You search, test, make it work, then move on. All right, so I've shown you how to pull out these tokens in a readable way for a person to read. So I'll only show you maybe two. You can add a text checkbox on this side here. So from here, depends on how you add a checkbox. You have to add a checkbox so that the person can tick and then add JavaScript to pick the value of the checkbox ticked. Then that's it. For now, I'm not doing this UI integration or whatever. That's your part. That's the easiest part. Yeah, that's the easiest part. That is what I actually want to see happening. Now, let's go to the second question. That was the first question about the console log, selecting it manually on the console log, because I'm just doing a demo.
Yeah,
the
I
second
said
question was, is it? It's the same answer that I'm going to give you about the buy, selecting it from the UI side. So I want to buy, but I don't want to select this from the console. I want to select it from a text box. So you can add an input there. Input type equals a number, because I'm going to select a number here. An ID. That one is quantity. Say QTY. So value for now, the default value, we can say equals 0. Okay. When you run this, it must give you a what? There you go. You can select now. See, got a way to select. Instead of me hard coding that side, you come here and select the quantity that you need. Okay, so that one is easy. Then add the JavaScript to get the UI, and then you assign it there, then it will work. That one must be very easy. Okay, then you can add a button there to submit this to work. Right, let me get again, listen to you. What was the other question that you have?
Yeah, you answered the both of them. The first one was about the console, and you said it wasn't specified right, and that you have to specify the value, and so it's just like the same answer to the second question, which is about if the value will be passed on from the datum or the redeemer on the smart contract logic. I don't know if there's still an answer to that.
We are talking about something I didn't answer. How do I pass a value from the datum to the smart contract? Put your question clear. I see another question that you asked me is, how do I get data from a user onto the smart contract datum or redeemer?
Yes. Is it the datum or the redeemer you pass
Very
the
good question. Yeah, very good question. I don't want you guys to worry about what is the datum, what is the redeemer, UTXO, because I have taken that into care. So the Coxylib library function for selling immediately tells you, it immediately assigns those values for the datum. Let me show you. When I'm selling, when I'm creating this cell first, this function, given the script, which is this one, it does the rest. It creates the datum and it puts the relevant cell values onto the datum and send it to the on-chain. I can only show you where does it do that. It does it online here, this one. And then if you want to examine properly, how is it doing that? You can see here, it is creating a new data type called datum by calling the script cell token by cell tokens program .types .datum. That's why I said new. So it's constructing a new. And then from there, I am giving it here. It does it on its own. It pulls out this address of the person account because it has that information. You don't have to manually go and check unless specifically you want to assign a different seller. Like for example, you create a seller a pub key hash from console. Then you come here, you want to put it here. For me, I've simplified it for you to say you only select your account for selling. You've got your wallet account that you are going to use to sell your token. You can create a new one and put tokens there that you want to sell and some basic money. And all what you do is you just go to that account. Maybe I call it seller. Seller. Don't have a name here. I can call this one seller. Okay, then I give it the tokens that I want to sell. Then on the app, all what you simply do now, well, as long as this account is clear, on the Coxylib, you run and select the function for selling. It will do the rest. It will know I need a datum, it will go and get the values for the datum and put them there. Now, when you are now buying, this Coxylib is going to know you are buying now. It needs a redeemer. Okay, so it will construct a redeemer from your wallet information. And there is other information later, I will explain later on. There are some values here that this function saves for you. Let me show you the buy or the sell. You see, when the sell is done, it saves data for you. There are two ways it can save this on your browser, because we are doing testing for now. But for a real use case, it will save this on the server. This FTP makes saving things to the server pretty simple and straightforward. Here in this case, this save, you can check it on Coxylib, it saves on the browser, local storage. But in real use cases, when different people are buying from different wallets, in different...
Is it like a database?
Yes. For testing, we are using the local browser, local storage. But for other different accounts, for example, I want you to run the URL and buy then what do? Then I save this using this part. Let me show you. There is another Coxylib function that I'm going to show you. It is number 3. See this number 3. I'm going to show you here. This number 3. There is a function called save key value. Okay, I'll just show you where does it save that info. It saves it on the server, not on the browser. Then anyone can access it. You can access it. Anyone, anywhere can access it. Saves it on the env file on this one here. So to demonstrate to you, I'm going to delete this file. And I'm going to run this. I've commented out all functions except this save key value. This save key value now, I'm going to test it. I'll say write dev, and I say Emmanuel. Let's run it from here.
Alright.
Okay. Right, response, date, time. All right, oh yeah. But I want you to see one thing when I reload. What do you see there? It has created that file. What is in the file? There is Emmanuel. Do you see that? It is on the server. It is using simple PHP file, which has got 2 lines of code. Everyone knows PHP. If you want to use Python, you can use Python on your FTP. I'll show you. There it is. It does the same, like when I save it on the local storage. So when it saves on the local storage, for those that don't know, it saves here under this, what you call develop dev tools on the browser, application, see data. There, it saves here. Right, but for this one now, that is using a server. This one is very safe. Let me say it true. So I am going to do the same thing, but this time use this to save this data. Remember, I was saving this data. So I'll show you. I'll use this instead of saving it only on the data. So we go to the Coxylib library. We add it here. Right, it is here, so it will work. So now I'm going to save exactly the same information that goes to the browser. But this time, this information is going to go to the what? To the server on a file. Now you can save this data straight onto my SQL database, which is actually what we are going to be doing. When we do it for a customer, definitely we are going to be saving it on a database. So you can see it there. Right. So I'm going to run this in live. And I'm going to delete that file that I showed you for the EMV. This one. Just delete it. Then we are going to check it after buying. Let's say activate buy. I'm going to, so let's go buy here. No, yeah, sell. So I'm going to sell these things, leave them the way they are. We are going to inspect later what is returned to the server. Okay, let me run that. Use that account because it is more data. Right, let's just sign it. Okay, right, now let us go back here. There was an error there. Ah, there it is. Well done. Okay, let us open it. See what is inside. There it is. There. Do you see? This data, seller, here is the address. Do you see this address? There it is on the browser. There it is. Seller, there it is. So here for testing, whatever we are running, we save on the browser, make things quick. But now if I want you to test there, I sell tokens, you buy tokens from your side. So it means I have to use this one now. Because from your side, your buy, it will pull out this. It works exactly the same. The only difference now, I'll just say data here. And then this time I simply give it one parameter because I'm pulling out data from here. Then I just then comment out this one. So when you are running a buy from your side, or from your side, when you run a buy from your side, it will pull out from the server the values that are on the server using this function. This one, it pulls out from my browser. So I can only use different accounts, but on my PC, on my browser. But now this one, it pulls out from the server. So this answers your questions about, I think,
Yes.
how do values get to the redeemer, whatever. This says the logic. It knows when I'm buying, I'm consuming, I'm spending. So for me to spend, there is a redeemer. Because remember, this function, okay, let's look at the limitations of this source code. This buy sell that I've given you has a template. It's an example demo. So the functions are more to a certain extent created in line with the smart contract buy sell. So it is up to you, for example, to customize or copy, paste, and create a different smart contract and change also your functions to suit in your different buy sell. Let me give you an example. Auction. So we've got another smart contract auction. Right. It has got a what? A datum that is similar to that one. So it's up to you now. You go there onto your off-chain code, datum, add these ones here. There are different names there. You will see on the other one, the name is different, but it is asset class. The money there is called what? NFT price loveless, but it's an int. It's same. Here, mean bit is the price. It's the same. Then you limit the fields to your contract like this one. Then look, it has a redeemer here. There is the redeemer clause. There you have got the function clause or cancel. It's the same. This one, the cancel doesn't even have anything inside. You just say close, and you build up the logic for close without giving any redeemer values. Bid is like buy. You just check how the buy on this side, how it was given values for the bidder by the off-chain code. So copy paste thing. To tell you the truth, when you do one, you do two, then you'll be able to create your own going forward. That is the purpose of the demos and templates and the examples that we do. All right, let me get back to questions. It's always better when you guys ask questions. What other questions do you have? All right. If there are no questions, then let's call it a day. We've taken too long. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to split this video probably into 2, 3.
Sir, I just wanted to ask.
Yes.
Are there any videos on Coxygen that shows you how to, I don't know, launch your smart contract when you finish? Like maybe if I want to create another smart contract, how I can launch it and make it go live and something like that. Deploy. Let me say deploy.
We have lots of videos on one-to-one tutorials. We have lots of videos, but they are not sequential tutorials. We haven't created the tutorial videos that will take a person from beginning to deploying or to what. The only video, like for example, I have got this video here where I've shown you how to use this on your app. This is where some people are going to come to us and say, well, we need custom consulting for you to help us get this app running live. For you testing on your side and enhancing, I am going to upload the source code here. WIMS.io Coxygen here. I'm uploading the whole source code, Helios, Coxylib, Jimba, and the examples with the functions. So you have got an FTP account. Rito is going to show you how to just put it there. It will run. The moment you put it there on your FTP account, here it will call your name. Then here it will be the folder where whatever you are testing, you will name it marketplace or whatever. And then from there, you run the index. This will run. It will run. And make sure your browser has got NAMI wallet or Eternal. Then it will run. Then from there, it's up to you to inspect it step by step. Take the first function, look at it, go to the source code, look at how it is created. And then if you want to run it step by step and see how this thing actually moves and changes values, this is how you do it, because it has got a built-in testing. It has a built-in testing. I want to what you call, go step by step, see this, what do you call it, how this cell is working, this side. But the first thing I will encourage you, just get it to run, sell some tokens, buy some token, get some errors, write down all the errors, bring them to me, I refine it. Then later on, you go to the cell and say, all right, how was this thing? How is it working? Because at some point in time, you must build up other functionalities and features that are more advanced out of this. In fact, there is a way you can do that. That is what I do sometimes when there is a bug. I create a bug on purpose. Let's say I create a bug here. I want to show you. I'll create a bug here. Maybe just do this. Okay. Now, when I save and run it, it's going to break. See already it has broken. Then I click here. So do you see it shows me exactly where the bug is? Okay, then you put a breakpoint here. Then you go to your source code. You remove this. Save. Now, I am going to walk step by step, see how my code is working. Then I click here. Then it comes straight and stop here. Then I can go to the console. On the console, I can see it has it has pulled out UTXOs. It has pulled out the tokens using that assets. And then you can see this word assets here on top. There it is. Is it this one? No. Let's check. That one is down here. There it is. This one. Assets. There it is here. So it has pulled out. So this function, see this function, asset function, it pulls out your tokens here. So here on this variable, I've got the tokens from my wallet. Then when you move on to the next one here, token hex. So you go to down here to token hex, which is this one. You see this j.log is a very beautiful alternative to console log. Then I see here exactly what is here. You can change the indexes and then see. Check the MPH, the minting policy hash, there it is. Now, I am going to step through the way I showed you. So you go to the next tab. Remember here, I am paused in debugger. So I go to source. Now here under source, you have got your step into tools. You can use F10, the control plus, so you can click the step over next. Right here, step into next function, step out of the function. This one says step by step. So now you have got the Coxylib function, so source code line there. Seller assets, new Helios.assets. What will this do? When this runs, what will seller assets have? So this side here on your local variables here, on your local variables, you will see data. So I'm going to click this one, step over. Now I've stepped over. Now look for this seller. Even when you bring your mouse here, seller assets, immediately you see I have got an array created called assets. There it is empty. Then the minting policy array 0, see there it is nothing. So you have just created an empty object. That is why asset is a new empty object. You can see here, see the nice thing about this Chrome tool, it actually shows you the values. You see these seller assets. You can see those brown values there. You can actually see data NFT. You can see some values there. You can see them, step through. Then from here, I can step over again, step over, step over. Then here, you see the cell value now. That one which was empty now, it is populated. Just got two elements now. You can open, you can see through. Then you can see the hex part. There it is. Or alternatively, you can see it from this side. Alternatively, this side, you can see it on the local side here. You can check on how to use these dev tools for from Chrome on this. If they are special, these are very handy tools. These ones you can watch here, can add whatever I want to watch. I want to watch this UTXO, or I want to watch this data variable. Then I can add data here and say data. So this data object, immediately it shows me what is inside data by looking this. You can see it has been populated, but there is no transaction hash because it has not reached the end. Then step by step, you move, move, move. When you think, well, I want to jump now to this side, to this part, you put another breakpoint here. So, and then you can shoot. It will run all this, and stop here when you start creating a transaction object. So I've put here, then I shoot here. There we go. So it has run all over until here. All these have got values. Then I'm here now. Then I want to go through these three lines to see how an input, what's going to happen. Then I see this TX output, how it's going to work. Then you can step over, step over, step over, step over, step over. Then you can then examine that TX body. Then now you see the TX body. You go to the inputs. I've got one input there. You can check the input. There it is. There's one input, which is UTXO0 there. Then I've got an output there. Then you can see there's one output that we have created now. Then you can inspect the output members, the address. What address do you have there? There you have the address there for that output. And then you can check the datum. What is inside that datum? Then you open the datum, go to fields. Go to list. There it is. There it is. Those are the elements of the datum that are there. Sorry, it closed, but you can see from the transaction board, everything goes through what it has now before it executes ends. This, you will even need this skill when you're finding bugs on yourself. Then you run, and there it is. When you are done, you can switch off debugging by closing it here. There we are. Right. So that was the question to you about you want to maybe step guide lesson. All right. I am going to make custom consulting where I take everyone from A to Z on working with this later. But for all those of you that are new, you can have the source code, you can have the videos. There is also on the website, Coxylib website, Coxylib.com. If you go to the Coxylib.com, you are going to see the videos of the past live sessions we have done, like this one here. Then you can go to May, July, August. All right, Billy, there's background noise there. I think I was trying to answer your question. I hope you answered.
Yes.
Any
Yes,
other
sir.
questions from you who were here? Any other clarification you need? So this is a practical session. You will need to practically go through it, go through it, go through it. You are going to, after some time, find it easy. Then you are going to apply it on real use cases. Can we stop here for today? I think I've taken 2-3 hours. All right, Rito, on all others who are going to come here, show them, let them download this, work on it, so that by the end of the month, not even by the end of the month, every end of the week or whatever, they must show what they have managed to accomplish, and then move on to this, what do you call it, so that they get guidance if there are errors. What I need urgently now is we need to find bugs, polish up bugs on these 4 functions, be it logical bugs, runtime bugs, syntax types of bugs, and that is the first need. The second need is add some features, UI, so that the testing becomes user-friendly. People enter values on a input box and then click buttons, then they move forward. Then the other thing that I need is the documentation. The Coxylib is not documented yet properly. So Rito is here, yeah. So documenting this buy sell on this version that I'm giving you is great. You can create 2 type of documents. One for users to use, like what I have shown you here. Other one is for testing. Other one is for developers, taking them step by step. All right. I have almost worked I think 2 months or 1.5 months building and making sure that this works for all of you. I need you to work harder on it and get some incentives. Those are my last words. All right, I'm going to call it a day for today. Thank you very much. Let me stop sharing. Sometimes when I try to upload these videos, I find there are errors, they are not uploading, but I will try to upload it. Thank you.